I wanted to make another video and run them back to back. Do something. And that's pretty much it. You should always do something. It doesn't matter what it is. Unless you want to do something. Unless you want to do nothing, which that's all right too. But there's a whole world out there, and there's so many things to do. There literally is. There's so many ways of living. Usually you succumb to what's around you and you have limited beliefs or knowledge of how life's supposed to be. There's actually so many advantages and so many things. Do something because your life is worth it. And this is going to be like a motivational speech in a way. No raising vibrations. But you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Maybe for a second or two, momentarily, if you're really in a struggle or in a situation you somehow can't get out of, but there's always a way to get out. There always is. And even if your back's against the wall, whatever it is, are you truly doing something that you're committed to? And it's just doing something. A lot of people don't do nothing. And I'm just gonna give an example, but I want you to look outside of this because there's so many ways, so many different things I can't even discuss because I don't even know about ways of living and cultures and different places to be and how things are. And the example I'm gonna give is the generalization you probably know about working 40 hours a week and working 9 to 5. It's bullshit. That's just because they made it their standard, their slavery, whatever, their system. You could go live in the wild and say, fuck all those hours. You don't have to do anything. You do what you want to do. Don't get succumbed to all their standards, to what you think is popular belief, what you hear in the media, or whatever your parents tell you, or whatever your friends can tell you what you can do or can't, or whatever the haters are going to say. As long as you want to do it, as long as you are behind it and stand for it, and it has meaning to you, it's something you want to do. Why do something when at the end you're gonna regret? Do something that you didn't get to do. Go do it. Don't listen to these people about you have to have a job, you have to have a house. It's all a bunch of conundrum. It's a bunch of bullshit. They set it up for failure. They don't want you to be healthy at all. They want you to be stuck in their system. This is why it is a system. And the one I'm talking about, of course, if you go around, there's other people and they have ways of living and doing things completely differently from country to country, how it's set up in there, how they're civilized. Some people aren't even civilized. They're tribes and cultures. There's so many things to look at. Like, for instance, if you wanted to go somewhere like a tourist destination, or somewhere a lot of people go, such as Bali, Taiwan, or Thailand, or the Bahamas, you don't have to, all you have to do is get there and then find, because ultimately that's what you want to do. You gotta have a plan, accumulate a plan in your head and go do it. You know what I mean? Don't think you have to do something uncomfortable or do something that you don't want to do something that you want to do. That doesn't even make sense. A lot of people think you have to do a bunch of hard work. That's because it's stuck in their head. Just listen to it. It doesn't even sound right. There's no such thing as hard work. It's only hard work when you want it to be or when you think it is hard work. It's bullshit. If you're doing something you want to do, you enjoy it, you might call it hard work, but ultimately it's not hard work at all. Just because you call it that, but it's really not. It's an enjoyable way. Most people, when they say, oh, you gotta work hard, I mean, you can obviously tell about, like, there's some demeanor behind it, as if it's gonna get you somewhere. It don't mean shit. There's people who work their whole lot, probably work their whole lives and get nowhere. Hard work doesn't mean anything. But anyways, for the example that I was talking about, going to the Bahamas, if you want to go there, get on a boat and go there. Go on a flight and go there. Get there, and then, like, whatever it is, if you wanted to have a acclimation of, you had to raise a bunch of money to go there and to travel there and experience all these things. Yeah, if you think you need a bunch of money and want to do things that cost a bunch of money, then yeah, you are going to need a bunch of money. But is that what you really want to do, though? Or do you want to go, again, just to get the Bahamas? Because once you get there, like I said, you're still in this mindset of just thinking beyond money. If money is what you want, then yeah. And of course, some things in certain parts do cost money, but you know, you could go to the Bahamas and you could get rich in the Bahamas, or you could find a job you really like, or something that, or you could just maybe live off the land, do something that's completely radically different, that's outside the whole box of the economical system and just the thoughts of money purely in itself, maybe completely away from technology. You know, there's so many things. Or you could barter with somebody, you could stay at a home with somebody, you could meet somebody, a girlfriend, or somebody who could end up being your best friend, or like a family, and there's, you know what I mean, they're living off the grid, or they are not, they get all their needs some other way. And no, it's not fanatical. There's just so many different ways of living. You're only seen when you live in a certain scene. You only know that scene. So if you get exposed to other things or want to go see other things, and inherently you will know this because you will have a will to go do so, and you'll want to go experience these other places. It's as simple as that. And it's unexpected and unknowing, and maybe can cause fearful thoughts or reactions in your body, but that's because just how it is. So go make that choice and that difference. A lot of people aren't doing it. This is why the whole point of this video is to do something, because you can actually do something. All you have to do is do it. And like I said, if you were going to Bali, you might get over there and find something completely different. It might take you somewhere else. You might find a better way to make money than you're doing now. Or you just might find something you really enjoy doing there that's was complete shit over here. They build you into the system and want you to work these hours that you don't want to do, and make you think you have to pay for some expensive apartment because it's near the city and that's where everyone lives. That's what everyone's just consuming and consuming. That's bullshit. You gotta realize this is a system, and they have standards, and they want you to be sucked into these standards. Most people don't want to do their job, and whether they have to do it or not, it's just bullshit for how long they have to do it. And no one likes to do something repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly. Nobody does. That's why there's various things. No one wants to do monotonous work. And if you do like it, that's fine. But let's be honest. How many people want to go do that job every fucking day? Nobody wants to do that. But who knows? There may be some people that want to do that. But I'm saying, don't do something you don't want to do. It's going to take away from your life. If you think you have to do this and that, no, you don't. Go make your escape plan. Go do what you want to do. At the end of the day, do something. And this is for people who are sick too and have a mental illness and who are tired or fatigued or something's just not going right. Go do something. It doesn't even have to push yourself to the fucking maximum because you're not feeling right or have an illness. Keep fucking going, because it will go away and you'll get past it. So do something. You're so tired you can't get out of bed. Fuck it, get up. You know what I mean? Get up and do something. Just keep pushing. And even if it has to be a complete distraction towards where you want to go head at first, like a bull, go. Just go. You know what I mean? The things that I want or that I like, and it's just, I like being outside all the time. I hate being inside. I just absolutely hate it. I always hate it. And this is kind of why I don't edit my videos. It may come in the future, but but as of right now, maybe not as much. You know, you shouldn't do things for other people if you don't feel like you have to be behind it. If you're doing stuff for other people, everyone's just full of nonsense. Giving and giving and giving. That doesn't mean anything. That's a bunch of bullshit. There's nothing wrong when you want to give something to somebody or have a feeling towards it. That's fine. But to feel like you're obligated to give, you know what I mean? You give someone something, they're gonna fucking forget about it and take advantage of you, or not remember it at all, or not be a big deal to them. No one thinks the same and has the same genetic expression or deposition that you have. As I was saying, I like to be outside all the time, and a lot of the things that I used to do in my past, which was making music and maybe even a job or something like that, but that's kind of a little scrutiny. Just making music, and of course, yeah, you can make music outside, but when you go to record it, and for me, making music was making music on the computer, and then recording it, it's all inside. I hate being inside. I just ultimately hate being inside. Maybe it's the fresh air, the sunlight, the weather, the environment. It could be all those things. I just know I hate being inside. I just absolutely do. The only thing I like being inside to do is to actually go and sleep. That's about it. I just always wanted to be outside. And that's just me, and I don't want to take this tool of the video into a different direction, but I just wanted to say something about me and something that I got to go forward to, or, you know, really live, because that's what I like to do. Because I was recently working a 8-hour job inside just to get me better, and it did on an aspect of waking up early and pushing myself, but I'm not doing that. As in the 8-hour job, I can wake up early and push myself without it. I realized that I needed that because I absolutely hated it. And I'm just not outside, you know what I mean? My body just wants the sun. It loves being outside. I mean, I do think this is a natural thing and everybody should want this, but then I can't categorize this because I know there's some people who are hermits. Patrick, that lives under the rock, and then there's people who live in caves, and people who don't see the sun or like to come outside. But I do think that is a natural instinct, but I can't say for everybody. But that's all I wanted to say. Do something with your life. Motivational speech. Fizz. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe.